Hello, welcome back to my channel. I always appreciate all of you who watch, all of you who listen, and anyone that is guided to my channel and any video that you pick up to listen to. It was always meant to be. There are no things that happen by coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. Know that, believe it, follow it, write it down, and trust it. No circumstances that come across that, just happen to show up. No, everything happens for a reason. Everything. Even if you think it's bad, there was a reason for it, because nothing really is bad. So first off, I want to thank you again for watching my channel and for sharing, for liking, for leaving me notes. I really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy this video today. My video is about propaganda, how you've all been raised by propaganda, and how I'm going to explain that to you. I also want to tell you that I've already recorded this video and I was stopped, said I went over time. You see, things happen. So now I'm re-recording this video. You weren't able to see it. I just erased the whole thing and I'm starting over. So I'm going to follow more in my notes. This has never happened to me before where they said I went over too long and they just shut it down. So propaganda. First of all, this is the situation. You volunteered to come here because there is no death. You are eternal. Your body is temporary. You chose your body, you chose your skin color, you chose how you look, you chose your parents, you chose the place that you live. You chose the country, you chose the city. You chose it all. Then the time of your birth is an astrological event, because astrology is your path to this life. If you want to know anything about your life, have a real good astrology report, not online, by an astrologer. So now you know this. You came here knowing before you were born that you had powers, that you could manifest anything, that this is your right. This is a universal law. And the problem is that when you arrived, you didn't arrive with that memory. You had to learn it along the way. Some of you, such as myself, learned it really fast. And I've been guided heavily. My mission is about sharing truth. And it's all about emotions. I can read people's emotions, animals' emotions, everybody's emotions. I know what makes you emotional and how to get rid of it easily. That's my gift. I mean, some people can build a car. It's easy. To me, I couldn't do that. That's not my destiny. You know, everybody has a destiny. Everybody has a gift. And when you're on your path, you get heavily guided to stay on that path. And that's been my life. So now that you volunteered to come here, yeah, you were put in situations that were traumatic and stressful, and God forbid, so was I. I mean, I was raised by an insane woman and pretty much a child molester. And nobody in my family knows that. But if I told them, well, trust me, they don't watch my videos, so I'm not worried about it. But if they told them, because this is how my family is. If I speak the truth to my family, they don't go, wow, let me check that out. They bash me. They belittle me. They call me strange and dumb and stupid and weird. And that's how I always have gone through life, and I still go through life like this. When I post things sometimes on Facebook, people bash me. All I'm posting on there is something that I believe is true. I didn't ask you to read it, and I sure as hell didn't ask you to come in and judge me on my own timeline. over it. But you see, this is how you've all been geared to be, and it's all through propaganda. Propaganda started because the powers that be have all been about power over others, power, money, control. And so they've developed ways to get you to hurt yourself. Because think about this. You can heal yourself, you can make yourself sick. You have the power to do either one. You have the power to lose money, you have the power to manifest money. So you want to be on the power side of everything given to you. You want to be able to heal yourself. You want to be able to live easily, simply. You don't want to have to worry about your future. You don't have to worry about money. You don't have to worry about your kids. And you don't have to worry about all these things that you all worry about. Because you can live that life. But you got to remember the life. So you don't remember it, you got to get rid of the propaganda. So the propaganda was set up because the universal laws were changed on you. So go to YouTube, search universal laws, and listen to them. Go to the beginning of my YouTube channel. I posted universal laws, 50 of them. Listen to those and see that people who get divorced is a karmic situation was set up. You set it up. You set up everything before you came here. And why did you set these things up? Because you needed to learn. You created this scenario in another lifetime, another timeline. And so when you leave the planet, you know everything. All the lives you've been, all the people that you've been, all the people that are related to you, you know everything. You're the biggest psychic, you could say, in the whole world. Each person who leaves the planet. And so you knew that. So come on, if someone told you something easy to do or something that's going to improve your life, you know that you're protected, you know you're guided, you know you can change it, and then it's not a big deal. But you all forgot. And it's not all your fault because you've been bombarded with propaganda, lies and deceit, everything. All the things that you believe, all the religious negative programs, all the stuff that's on the news, on the media, Hollywood, all the stuff that's supposed to be good for your body, propaganda. How can I make money off these people that I could care less about? Because all I care about is myself. All I care about is how much money I can have. And that gives me power. Ha. And I can create the IRS. And I can make you pay me through the nose. You buy a candy bar, the government gets some. You win the lottery, the government gets some. You buy a house, the government gets it every year from taxes on your house. Do you see how you're paying them? Just through the IRS. Who developed taxes? The government developed the World Health Organization that could care less about you. And half of them don't even work and they get paid buku bucks. And if you're in that field of presidency and politicians, you're taken care of for life. You don't have to worry about nothing. So you can just sit back on your high little horse and you can figure out how much more money can I make. Let's take this law, let's reverse it on everybody, and let's do this. And that's what they've done. And they've created things to make you believe it. Like global warming is propaganda. Do you think God would allow bad things to happen here? No. God's only about love, and God's only creator source energy. He created you. You are your own creator. So if you fall into all the propaganda, then you create all the havoc that goes on in your life. You do it all by yourself because you weren't told that your mind was so powerful that everything you think you create. So do you think positive thoughts? No, because everything that's been fed to you is propaganda. The commercials are propaganda. The TV is so propaganda. The movies, the lies, the terrorist attacks is propaganda. The wars is propaganda. All the government agencies are propaganda. The banks are propaganda. All of it is all about money. And it's all in the works to change. More people are awakening. There's still 1 billion people who aren't awake and who still believe and fall into the lies. And I'm just hoping that some of you are sick and tired of your illness, your aging, your life, and everything negative about you, that you finally come to the point that you want to learn other things, and then you come to my channel. I don't earn money from this, so it doesn't do anything for me in that sense. What it does for me is the more of you awaken, the more of you see with real eyes, then the world will change that much faster, because that's what you want, isn't it? You want the world to change. You're tired of all this crap, and only you can change it. Nobody else can change it for you. You can start by changing your life. When you change your life, then everybody else's life starts to change. Just like I changed my life. I was negative. I believed in the government. And I was awake by noticing things that were right in your face. It's been in your face too. If you're from my generation, a baby boomer, you've seen the same things I've seen, but you didn't take them to the places that I took him to, and it's okay, because that wasn't your destiny, it's mine. It's my destiny. And anytime I was walking down the wrong path or had the wrong thought, my guides would throw some person on my path to show me a different direction. So that's my journey. That's why I know what I know. And I had to prove it all to myself too. I don't just fall for things. I don't read things and go, that's truth. Yeah, that's right. No, you check with yourself, because all your answers are within you. Everything is within you. So if you would pay more attention, you would see people post YouTube videos of specific crime scenes and show people crying and upset to make you fearful again. And then you'll look at another video and the same people are in it because they're paid to do it. There's movies that have been out to show you truth. There's movies, I just don't remember the name. They started showing movies how, presidents have all this power and they can murder people and hide it. It goes on all the time. Do you know that there's a show on Netflix called Narcos, which is a true story about all the drugs that came through Colombia. And it's a movie, so it's not like a documentary. But oh my God, you see who is involved in all of the drug trafficking. The governments. They are. Money. It's all been about money, however they can get the money. And they have murdered off anybody who is a light. Like Kennedy was all about peace and love and not war. They murdered him. They wanted more money, and they wanted to create more fear, more propaganda, and more separation, because we're not separate. I'm you and you are me. If you judge me, you're judging yourself. If you hate me, you hate yourself. Because there's only one. And everybody around you reflects you. Your husbands, your boyfriends, your girlfriends reflect you. And you will not stop dealing with some of your issues until you learn from them. They'll just go around and around and around and around. And if you don't learn it this life, you'll learn it in next life. Now, here we can go with miscarriages. A miscarriage is a karmic situation. You don't know your past history with the child, with the man, and with yourself in that whole thing. So you chose it. Then you die over it because your mind has negative programs from doctors and medical fields, medical ideas that are propaganda. And what do you feel? Guilt. Why are all of you sick? Why are all of you emotional? Why are all of you poor and stressed? Because you live in fear. It's the only reason. You want to control everything in your life. Now I want to read this as to perfect. The subtlest form of fear. The need to be in control of everything is one of the subtlest forms of fear. When you're living in a state of fear, you'll often feel the need to subtly control everything to feel safe. Now you can relate to that. You'll also tend to keep your dreams small and talk yourself out of trying something new in order to maintain control and to minimize fear. You can relate to that. The need to be in control is sabotaging your peace and purpose. Surrender your need to control everything. Be okay with not knowing. Hand your fears over to your higher self and let it take control. Your parents guided you, fed you, clothed you, taught you things. You had to be controlled by your parents if you had controlling parents. And really, I shouldn't even say you had to be because they didn't raise you properly. You know, I was raised that way. I wasn't allowed to have a mind of my own. I wasn't allowed to think for myself. I wasn't allowed to make my own decisions. I wasn't allowed to cut my hair or have it long or have it a different color. I wasn't allowed to do anything. And, you know, so I had break away at 18. I couldn't wait to get out of that house. I never followed anything they taught me. I never listened to anything they told me. And all they did was bash me, disown me, call me weird, stupid, dumb, crazy, you know, whatever. And it still continues with my family. And I don't have that much to do with my family because they're just karma. It hasn't, if anyone in my family wants to hurt me, batter me, talk bad about me, go ahead. Say whatever you want. Does it worry or affect me or upset me? No. I mean, it used to, and I'm not even going to get into that, but you see, you want to become this person who I've become. You want to love yourself. You want to know that everything's been about power, money, and control. Everything's about the mighty dollar. Everything has been about money. Now, I got battered or bashed today because someone said they didn't believe in global warming because the scientists didn't prove it. Why do you think that scientists have to prove anything? Scientists can't prove that there's life after death, but you have other people proving it to you. Why don't you believe that? People who have had afterlife experiences, death experiences, I think they're called, where they actually die and come back. They're telling you the truth, and a lot of you don't want to believe it. You have psychics who connect you with your past over loved ones. They're here to show you that death isn't real, but yet, you know, you hear it, you see it, but you still fall into the propaganda because the propaganda and the fear is so intense. It has been intense, not just this lifetime for you, but all your lifetimes. So it's ingrained in you. And the energies right now are bringing it up to the surface for you to heal it and let it go. So now remember, you volunteered to come here. You volunteered to deal with your challenges only to learn. And you know that if you didn't learn, you end up getting back together with that person and you can have a miscarriage. You can have a divorce. But you decided that before you were even take your first breath. That was your decision. So get over it. Learn from it so you don't repeat it. because there is no end. Your life is eternal. This isn't the place that you want to stay in. Death is not something to fear. None of this stuff is. And you can release all your control and allow your guides to guide you. Your guides will lead you on the path. You give it to them. When you were a baby, you counted on your mom and your dad to take care of it. Now, forget that. Talk to your guides. I need this. I want this. I have to have that. Explain it to them and let it go. They'll give it to you if it's meant for you. They'll bring it to you in seconds, in minutes, in hours, in weeks and months, whenever it's available. Can you be negative, judgmental, depressed, sorry for yourself and receive a lot of this stuff? No, because you're all about vibration, and your vibration has to match what you desire. Every single thing that you've ever wanted since you were this high is waiting to give to you until you become this vibrational match. So know and believe me and see for yourself that this whole world is propaganda. The pharmaceuticals poison you. Doctors only have learned how to treat you with drugs. They put a lot of fear in you because of the way they were taught. So a lot of it's not their fault. They have fallen into it too. And then they share it with you. I mean, I'm getting offered money from my medical insurance to get a mammogram. Why would they want to pay me to get a mammogram? Because they know that mammograms are bad for you. They are all, look, the powers that be have created all this mess because they figured it out by taking the universal laws and having you work against them. That's why I did my video on your energy and how to play the game, how to win the game of life. I did that video, I think, last week. And they just tell you, you're going to get old, you're going to get sick, you're going to have this problem, you're going to have that problem, you're going to get Alzheimer's disease, you're going to get cancer, you're going to have heart issues if you do this, that, whatever. You're only going to have it if you believe you're going to have it. If you fear it, you draw it to you. That's how you get sick. That's how come you're poor. That's how come everything happens to you. Because you believe it. You come here, you have challenges, you learn from your challenges, you see your role in it, not other people. You don't blame anybody else. I don't care what anyone's done to you. You don't blame anybody. You chose it. Be a big boy and a big girl and see that. I'm responsible for everything that happens to me. So I'm going to make my thoughts only positive so I can draw positive things to me. And if I drew something negative to me, I better step back and go, what was the thought that I thought and believed that I created this again? That's it. They create all of this stuff, and why do they do it? They don't want population exploding like it has been. That's why they tell you, way back in the past, there's not enough water for everyone. There's not enough electricity for everyone. There's enough of everything. You don't even need any of this stuff. You should be able to drink the water out of the creek, but you can't because of propaganda, pollution, and all this crap that's been going on. Now, when I went to Mount Shasta, you could drink the water out of the faucet and out of the river because it's been untouched. It's wonderful stuff. Why can't we all have that? They put fluoride in your toothpaste to make you sick. Everything is to make you sick. Your food is poisoned to make you sick. There's global storms, everything to fear, to control you, to make you sick. So you die because they don't want you here. They figured it out. I have friends who have friends in high places that have retired from the CIA and the FBI who are sharing these truths, who found barrels of people buried in the ocean because they had to get rid of them. They take these homeless people, the social services department, they'll take children that nobody cares about. They're in foster care. Nobody cares about them. They will use them for their pedophile ring. I mean, there is so much that goes on that you're not aware of. So much that goes on that I'm not even aware of. So what do you do about it? You protect yourself. You don't live in fear. You don't worry about any of the stuff that goes on. Why do you think they have robbery movies? So you can fear people. Why do people rob to begin with? They rob for money. Why do people need money? Because the government has stolen our money to the point where money eventually is going to disappear off this planet. It's going to be flooded because there's enough money in this world to sustain every single solitary person on this planet for the next 100 years. I mean, think about it. Your taxes, all the government agencies, you pay taxes on a daily basis. Why can't you play the lottery and win money? Why do you have to give it to the government? Why can't you go to a casino, take your hard-earned money, play some slot machines or some craps or whatever, win money, and you got to report it to the government? Are you free? You're not free. You've never been free. You can believe you're free, but you're not. They thought of, oh, all the people want to live in California, so we're going to make California so expensive that half the people leave. It's all greed. That's what it is. So you don't get trapped in it. I'm not trapped in it because there's two worlds. Right here on planet Earth, there's the love world, there's the fear world. You live in fear, you live in stress, you live in illness, you live in control. You got to control your life, you got to control your kids, you got to control your family, you got to control everything. You don't live in the world of love. You can be right here on this planet, live in the world of love by knowing that whatever is written, whatever is told to you that you have to have sunscreen, no, it's poison. Why would you have to protect yourself from the sun when the sun is your light? It heals you. It doesn't create disease, but they tell you it does. They tell you it creates skin cancer. You worry about it, you freak about it, you study it, and then you create it for yourself. See, they have taught you to make yourself sick. So anything, antibacterial soap is poison. Pharmaceuticals are poison. You can heal yourself with the right food, poison yourself with the wrong food. Do yourself a favor. If you don't want to be sick, change your diet, change your thoughts, change your life. Michael Jackson wrote a song, if you want to change your life, look in the mirror and change yourself. He was a person that spread truth through his music. Kennedy wanted to rid the world of wars and just have peace, so they murdered him. Martin Luther King was murdered. The war on Iraq was all about the oil and all about power, money, control. And then they created these terrorisms. And then they create these little issues and then they blame it on them and you all believe it. And a lot of people in my family go, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. They all live in fear. I mean, I have taken every single thing that I've learned and I've proven it to myself. And I'm just trying to teach you to prove it to yourself. You can manifest it. You can manifest money. I was manifesting things before I even knew about it. I didn't even know the word manifest. I didn't even know I could do it. And then the word manifest came out and I'm going, oh my God, I've been manifesting parking places and houses and clothes and stuff for my skin and everything that I've ever needed. And you know how I did it? I didn't go, I can. I just said, talk to myself. Everybody who was listening, my guides were listening. If I needed to know something in the past, they gave it to me in a dream. If I went to the doctor because I had a stomach ache and he said you need to see a psychiatrist, which they've done, because I had IBS and they didn't know what IBS was. And if a doctor doesn't know how to cure you, they'll tell you it's stress and you need to go to a psychiatrist and take psychiatric drugs. Right? That's what they told me. So I went to the pharmacy, big pharmacies or whatever, and I looked on all the stuff on the aisle and I read everything and I picked out some pills and I started taking them. And do you know that 10 years later, the doctors were telling people to buy this stuff over the counter? And that night I would go to bed and I would have a dream, and my dream would be everything that you bought at the store for your stomach is exactly what you need to heal yourself. And it took care of it. So when my daughter needed to have a math problem figured out, and I didn't take that math, I couldn't figure it out whatsoever, I asked my guides, how do I figure out this math problem? They told me. I told her I figured it out. I said, just do me a favor. Don't worry about it if it's wrong. Just, take this problem to your teacher and say, is this how you figure out the problem? And the teacher came back with, yeah, that's how you figure it out. I told her. How did I know? My guides told me. Everything I know has come from off this planet, because there's nobody on this planet who's smarter than anyone else. I'm not smarter than you. There are no geniuses on this planet. That's a form of separation. We're all one. That's not reality. So everything you've learned in history is a lie. Every way you learn how to study is a lie. School in itself is a joke. School's about money. College is about money. I mean, think about it. Just put 2 and 2 together. It's common sense. And my father, before he passed away, had a lot of issues where he had to get a lot of stents in his heart. And one of his doctors said, hey, Jerry, that was his name, you know why you're in this situation? Because you've been taking cholesterol medicine all your life. Guess what? I was on cholesterol medicine. When my father told me that, I threw it in the trash. I don't take any pharmaceuticals anymore. I go to the health food stores and talk to naturopaths, and they give me naturistic stuff to take care of my things that I might need an antibiotic for. And seriously, if you don't want to have a cold, if you don't want to be sick, if you don't want to have issues with breathing, with sinuses, throw all your dairy products in the trash, because that's what dairy does. It keeps your body infected. So they tell you need calcium for your bones. That's a lie. Calcium doesn't build strong bones. Minerals do. Magnesium does. So my point is this. Everything's propaganda. Everything that you fear, get rid of. Everything that you believe that's negative, get rid of. Even if it's down to, should I buy fluoride toothpaste or non-fluoride toothpaste? Don't buy the fluoride because they told you you should. Don't take sunscreen because they told you you should. You see, everything they push on you, they make it so easy. Get your flu shot, get your flu shot. What is in the flu shot? It's not anything that's going to cure any flu. No, it's poisonous. You know, farmers are starting to grow almonds to make almond milk because no one's drinking milk, or a lot of billions of people stopped, but not enough. It's not just the milk, it's all dairy products. Now, how do I know? Someone told me. What happened to me? I had 7 infections in 7 months. I took antibiotics, went away. 2 weeks later, another infection. For 7 months, I was on antibiotics. Someone contacted me and said, I'm a medical intuitive. You have bacteria all in your stomach. I have something that'll get rid of it, and throw dairy away because dairy keeps infection in your body. You will never heal until you get rid of dairy. I threw it away, never got. And sinus infection, bronchitis, none of that stuff ever again. I proved it to myself and it worked. So all I'm asking you to do, just take each individual thing and prove it to yourself. It's all you have to do. I wrote a book in 2009, How to Step Out of Fear and Control Your Life. I gave a lot of tips. I've done videos on lots of tips on spiritual tools. Someone is not nice to you, you can heal it like that. Unfortunately, I might have to redo that video because I can't find it. I think someone deleted it. They don't want you to heal. They don't want you to know. They don't want any of this. And so there's a lot of stuff going on in the background you don't know about. Everything is getting itself worked out. I mean, so all of it, because it's all propaganda. I mean, Hollywood's propaganda. The news is propaganda. The media is propaganda. I mean, God forbid you should be a movie star. Your whole life is set up to the public, and then everybody can judge you. Oh, you shouldn't date him. You shouldn't do that. Oh, you're this and you're that. Why are you all like this? Why do children follow Hollywood and they can't breathe because there's a singer that they saw? Well, they can sing, and then people won't be able to breathe around them. You idolize people because you've been trained that everybody is better than you. Everybody's smarter than you. You think because someone has a master's degree that they're smarter than me? Oh, hell no. No, because they live in propaganda. They've learned lies about a lot of the stuff. And I'm not talking about everything, obviously, but a lot of stuff. I worked in the school district. People shunned me because of, they were jealous of me because of my intelligence. And they bashed me because, oh, don't listen to Maxine. She doesn't even have a degree. She has no college degree. She doesn't know anything. And so when I figured things out through my guides, and I helped an autistic nonverbal child speak, and I went to this teacher and told him, this child is now speaking because I figured out that this would help him speak. The teacher wasn't, oh, wow, thank you, Maxine. No, she went to my superior and said, you need to fire this girl. Because she was jealous. That's how I've been treated, and I'm still treated like that. People get jealous of my intelligence. Where does my intelligence come from? It comes from off the grid. If you read my poetry, I don't write any of it. I have tried. I'll look at a picture and I want to write something, and nothing comes through. My poetry is channeled messages for you. My videos are channeled messages for you. Everything I speak of is a channel. You have the choice to try it for yourself, prove it to yourself, or you don't. You have that choice. I can't make you believe it. I can't make you see. I can't make you do anything. All I can do is give you a different vision. You know, there's so much that goes on in the world that you can't see. Scientists want to prove everything to you. Someone today said, I trust lawyers, scientists, and doctors, and how dare I not? Well, let me think here. Lawyers are criminal lawyers. They could know right off the bat that you murdered somebody, but their job is to keep you out of jail. So you trust that lawyer? It's a game. It's all a game. It's all about money. And it's all about fear. So release your fear, because fear is false evidence appearing real. Get rid of everything that you believe you need to have because you were told you have to have it, and ask your higher self for everything. When you were a child, like I said, you asked your mom to feed you. Now you can ask your guides to feed you. Ask your guides to feed you the information that you need for any specific thing. Where do I go for a job? Where do I do this? And if you have a hard time contacting your guides, then get yourself a pendulum. I can use my guides through my pendulum. I put my energy on it, so it's mine. And then I said to my pendulum, my guides who operate it, give me information easily that's yes and no, because that's all they can do. This thing can't write me a letter. So it gives me yes and no information. So I go, okay, this is my new pendulum. I'm Maxine. My name is Jonathan. This is no. You see, it's just kind of sitting there. That's my no. Global warming is a lie. That's my yes. That's all you need to do if you need to know anything. Should I take this pill the doctor gave me? No. Yes. Find out yourself. You are powerful. You have all the answers to everything you need. My guides flatten me out to tell me and teach me that you feel like you're dying, Maxine. Just lie there and tell yourself you're okay and watch the miracle. That's what I did. The first time I lied there and I say, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay, and everything disappeared. Now I'll show you. My name is Jonathan. My name is Maxine. I'm not moving it. I'm not moving it. And if you don't trust this, you don't trust me, get a pendulum and do it for yourself and see how it'll answer your questions for you through your spirit guides if you can't tap into it. Should I apply for this job? Should I go to this dentist? Should I buy this outfit? Whatever. You can use a pendulum. You can meditate, get answers. You can sway with your guide, yes and no. You have the ability and the power to heal your life. You have the ability to do it all. I've got a lot of videos on all of this, but today was about propaganda. I got bashed today about propaganda, and so my guides want me to come online and tell you God is the source of your supply, not your job. The world's been based on power, money, and control. You've all been taught fear, that all the positive things in your life, all the rules, the real rules, the universal laws work against you because that's how you use them, because that's how you were taught. So I'm going to end my video right now before they close me out like they did. I'm going to quickly look through here. Yeah, religion is propaganda, because you all become, you're this devout Christian who judges other people. God's not a judger, but you were taught that he does, so you feel the need that it's okay for you to judge others. That's a lie. We don't judge other people because you're judging yourselves. The people that you're judging is yourself, because everybody is you. Duh. You see what I'm saying? that you're punished. No, you're not punished. And that was proven through a book, Afterlife of Billy Fingers. I know you're not punished, but if you don't know and you don't believe it, then why don't you find the source that'll tell you that punishment is a lie, that the world is all about love. That's what it is. There's love energy, there's fear energy. You can live in fear, you can be sick, you can be hateful, you can be judgmental, you can be all those negative bad things. Or you can live in love energy. You can be positive, you can create, you can manifest a house, an apartment, you can manifest a job, you can manifest money, you can manifest good health, you can manifest whatever you want. Because that's why you're here, because you knew you could do it. So wake up and do it. Anyway, that's how you do it. Just remember, whatever you don't learn in this lifetime, you will come back and learn it and experience it again. When you don't learn from a relationship, it'll continue to go on. When you don't learn to love yourself, you'll be put in situations to make you love yourself. That's a universal law. Read the universal laws and you'll see that what I'm telling you is pure truth. You don't believe me. Read the universal laws, find them, study them, understand them. They're easy. Practice this for yourself. Prove everything to yourself. Do it for yourself. And prove it to yourself that it's not reality. That reality is love. That we're all connected. We're all one. That other people who judge you are judging themselves. Propaganda is just a trap that you're in. I don't know if I got all my point across. I think I did, but I don't know. You can rise above it all. That's what you need to do. You have a blessed day.